Hello, welcome back to our another postscript video, a brief 2 to 3 minute video explaining something from the sermon on Sunday that I wanted to go to in just a little bit deeper. We were in 1 Kings chapter 17, and this is the beginning of, it's the story before the story about how Elijah is going to defeat the prophets of Baal. It's Baal versus Yahweh. It's the prophet of Yahweh versus the prophets of Baal, 450 of them. And I wanted to come back and just talk a little bit more about Baal, because that's what 1 Kings 17 is steeped in. When Yahweh comes on the scene in verse 1, he just comes out of nowhere. His name means Yahweh is my God. And it's almost a statement with a question. Yahweh is my God. Who's your God, Ahab? And Ahab's God would have been Baal. And then Elijah in verse 1 makes this pronouncement. As the Lord, the God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, surely there shall be neither dew nor rain these years except by my word. So what's happening is Baal is the Canaanite god for the storm, for rain. And what Canaanites believed is that every so often Baal would have to succumb to the death god Mot, and that's when the dry season would happen. And then pretty soon Baal would resurrect and wake up, and that's when things would rain, and that's when crops would begin to grow. And so when Elijah comes to Ahab and starts this confrontation, what he's doing is he's hitting Canaanite faith and religion in the center of the heart. He's saying Baal is not the God of the rain. Yahweh is the God of all things. And when you go through this passage, just notice every time there's rain or water. And that's what's going on. It's not just about the rain or water. It's a theological statement. The other thing you can notice that we didn't take a lot of time to yesterday is, I'm going to click the word here. How many, again, the theme through all these passages, it's the word of God versus the word of the kings, and which one's going to come to pass. And just look through here in verse 2, and the word of the Lord came to him saying. And down here in verse 5, so he went and did according to the word of the Lord. Verse 8, then the word of the Lord came to him saying. And then down here, verse 16, according to the word of the Lord which he spoke through Elijah, and then closes out the chapter in verse 24. Then the woman said to Elijah, now I know that you're a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in your mouth is truth. And the theme picks up again in chapter 18. Now it happened after many days that the word of the Lord. And so whenever you read this passage or this section of 1 Kings, you go back over and over again. The word of the Lord is true. Baal is not true. Idols are not true. Even our hearts are not true, but the word of the Lord is true, eternal. It will live forever and ever. Hope this helps as you read this passage. If you have any comments, put them below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, ryland@littlerockchurch.org. And I'll hopefully see y'all next week. God bless.